Welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. This is Shanna, and I am sharing with you today how I start my day as a homeschool mom. This is how I've been starting my day. A little bit of movement to kick off the morning, getting up about 5:45 usually. This day started a little bit earlier, so I'm getting in a little movement, and then I'm going through the effort of we have been trying really hard to keep all of our surfaces clear and tidy. It does make it a little bit easier to just be able to wipe everything down. So that is something that I am hoping that we can really keep going. As you can see, it's still pretty early, about 6:03 by this point, and I've already been up for a little bit. So then I am moving over to getting the bed made, and really, it's really nice to just be able to get that kind of reset every morning. I personally prefer to do it. My husband is usually up and out much earlier than I am. So as long as I kind of commit to getting it done, then it gets done and it just looks neat and ready and prepped for the day, which I really appreciate. I have been working to cut down on the number of cups of coffee that I have, but I have found if I have one kind of like functional cup of coffee and then a little bit later have like kind of a decadent coffee with like steamed milk and flavors and things like that, it really is enough to get me going and get me kicked off well for the day. And here I am just getting ready for my day. So I have been doing a better job of doing hair and makeup every day, feeling like I am really ready and prepped for the day. You guys know I do not wash my hair every day. So a lot of it is just kind of prep and getting ready, like restyling it, refluffing it, throwing a few more curls in from the day before, which I think is totally fine because I wash maybe 3 or 4 days. Huge fan of dry shampoo. Also, I really enjoy, you guys know, I've got a history in cosmetology, so I really do enjoy hair and makeup. It's something I like, it's something that makes me feel good, and it's fun to do that kind of like play dress up and do all of those things. And honestly, this whole routine takes me, I would say, without having to do hair from like start to finish, it's honestly about 20 minutes. So, like a little touch up here or there, and then I really do feel like I am more confident and fully prepped and ready for my entire day. So, whatever we have going on. And anymore, it is more and more days where we are leaving the house. I'm interacting with people out in the real world. So it's nice to kind of feel prepped and prepared. And with our schedule kind of increasingly being less predictable, it is really nice to be ready. So if I get an opportunity to come on and film a video, then it's really nice to know that my hair and makeup is already done. So that for me is pretty gold. Like I said, I'm seeing people all the time. We're out, we're about. It really does make a really big difference for me to be prepped and ready. Makes me feel good. And I genuinely like doing it. So it is a little bit of that kind of like romanticized morning routine. Now, this is a Tuesday. It is a homeschool day for us. We were actually lucky enough this specific Tuesday to not have any reason to have to go out of the house during the day. But what we did have was a date night. So I wanted to be sure that I was ready and fully prepped for my day. Let me know if you have any questions about specifically what I'm using. I have a handful of products that I just absolutely swear by. The Styla liquid eyeliner, I absolutely love. The Tarte concealer is great. I like the moisturizing foundation from Neutrogena that has hyaluronic acid in it. I do not like that e.l.f. setting spray, but I'm trying to kind of like use it up. I actually do use 3 different mascaras, and yes, I use this L'Oreal setting spray like as my kind of like finish coat, for lack of a better example. And it is seriously, it's like spraying like Elnet hairspray on your face, but it works really, really well. So as long as your skin is really hydrated and prepped well, then you'll do okay. But that it really is quite drying. So you really do have to watch out for that. And here I am putting everything away because like I said, we've been trying to keep all of those surfaces really clean. It is making a really big difference. I've talked a lot recently about how we're changing our routines and things like that. And it is something that is helping us simplify. And no, that was not me picking my nose. That was me putting in my nose screw, which sometimes, well, it's just not an attractive process, but it is what it is. Here is a cup of coffee numero dos. Since I have cut back, I really have noticed improved sleep quality, a little less jittery, a little less anxious. So I do feel like it has made a really big difference. It's also really nice to just go through the effort of making like a a decadent cup of coffee, a little bit more enjoyable, especially when it is still so incredibly dark outside. It is just a nice little kind of cozy moment. You will see in just a minute. It is about 7:30, so just before 7:30, and I have already done so many things at this point in my morning. I have moved my body. I have made my bed. I have gotten fully dressed and ready, head to toe for my entire day, and I am ready to move on to the next thing that I'm going to tackle, which is a little bit. It is really dark outside, but the sun is starting to rise. And something that I absolutely love to do is to get the windows open in my office. It makes an absolutely huge difference to let those kind of like early morning rays filter in. It really does help me feel more awake, help me feel like it is time to get our day going. And so we get the windows open in the office, and it is much more enjoyable to sit in here and enjoy the little cup of coffee that I've got. I'm mapping out my day. I've got my planner. I've got all kinds of things going on. Many people are always shocked and surprised to find out that I work from home. So not only do I have this channel, not only do I have a family, not only do I homeschool, I actually also run a small online retail space that has primarily operated out of Etsy. However, I am right deep in the throes of learning how to move it over to Shopify. So, what I am doing is working really hard to get that all set up and get it launched and going so that it is more shoppable via social medias and things like that. Because gone are the days when people are intentionally going to Etsy to shop for things. And so, with the times, you just kind of have to adapt and migrate. So, I do physically make a profit, I do physically make a product, and that is actually my main source of income. So that is how I help support our family. I've had this business going since 2015. If you are curious, I make skins for the Magic Bands that you wear to Disney. And again, I have done that longer than I've had 2 kids. So it has been a hot minute. Lots of trial, lots of error, lots of things in that. Lots of other, people have come and gone, but I have done this long enough. I've actually made over 27,000 sales. So it is time for me to kind of like diversify and move out a little bit. And with that comes having to learn new things so that you can learn how to move things along. There's my breakfast. It's actually just overnight oats. So it's a quarter cup of oats and a tablespoon of ground flaxseed, tablespoon of chia seeds, and some protein powder and oat milk. And it is so good and so filling, and it's already ready because I do much better when things are prepped and ready to go than if I am expected to get up and get going. As you can see there, it is now 8:34 and I have a video going live this morning. So this is what I do when I have a video going live is I start getting everything set up and I make my post and pin a comment and get those things kind of trucking right along. Something else that I do like to do in my morning, if I can, is tackle something. So tackle a chore. And for this, for me, these little trays in our half bath, it was driving me nuts. So everything in here just needed a good wipe down. So I was like, okay, this is for me. It's a quick task. I can knock it out in the morning. Big fan of if you see it and it takes less than 2 minutes, just do it now. And that is a thing I had seen it the day before. I'm like, okay, added to my list of things that I need to do, things that I need to tackle, things that I need to get kind of done so that I can feel a little bit better without that. Just knowing it needs to be done can really stress me out sometimes. So glad to have it done. Well, guys, it is just after 9 o'clock and this has been my full morning. This is what we try to do. Try to get a little movement in, try to get a lot of hydration in, trying to get back on my coffee, breakfast, all those things. The kids are up and Adam and about to get started with our school day. So this is what the full morning routine for this work from home homeschool mom looks like. A little bit of work, a little bit of chores, all the things. So I hope that you found any of this helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. As I've said many times in the past, it is very helpful for me if I can check some of the boxes, put a little check in a lot of the boxes. So if I can do some things for myself, reading, quiet time, coffee, intentions for my day. If I can move a little bit, I feel really proud of myself. If I can get dressed head to toe, I feel ready, productive, and good to roll into my day. If I can get a little bit of work done, which I have done, if I can get a little bit of a chore, some sort of chore checked off, then I feel really good. And like I said, I've had breakfast, coffee, all ready to go. So if I can do these things, that helps me feel most prepared and most ready for the day ahead. So that's what works for me. I would love to hear down in the comments what works for you. What are those things that you were trying to prioritize in the morning to get done? Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.